Have you ever noticed these hidden secrets in Peppa Pig? First, Peppa's terrifying height. If you type Peppa Pig height into Google, Peppa is listed as 7 more tall. If that scale is right, Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig would both be over 10 feet tall. That's not cute cartoon family height anymore. So is this little town actually some giant test site like Area 51, where every animal has been upgraded in size? Second, the bedroom that moves by itself. When Peppa and Susie first walk into the bedroom, the bed is right next to the window. They play for a bit, and then suddenly, the bed is much farther away from the window. No one touches it, and neither of them reacts at all. So what's going on? Is the room quietly rearranging itself while they play? Third, the haunted teddy bear. When Daddy Pig drops Peppa and George off at school, George is holding his dinosaur, but Peppa isn't carrying her teddy at all. Later, while Peppa is drawing, that teddy suddenly appears behind her, with a weird little smile on its face. So who moved it? Is the teddy actually possessed by a ghost? Maybe even Peppa's mysterious sister Poppy? Fourth, the teleporting backpack. At Zoe's sleepover, Peppa walks in hugging her blue backpack. Cut to the very next shot. Peppa is just stepping into the room, but the blue backpack is already inside, ahead of her. How did the bag get there before she did? Have you spotted any other creepy details in Peppa Pig? Drop them in the comments. I'll dig them up and feature them in future videos. Have you ever noticed a creepy truth? Miss Rabbit might actually be a vampire, and I'm not just making this up. Look for yourself. First, when Miss Rabbit walks past a mirror, her reflection is completely missing. Even weirder, her best friend, Madame Gazelle, disappears from mirrors too, like during the Halloween party. Other than them being vampires, can you think of any other explanation? Second, Miss Rabbit is literally everywhere and can do anything. She can fly a helicopter and take Peppa's family on trips. She can even take on the role of a firefighter, racing the fire truck to fight fires. She's been a cashier at the mall, even a taxi driver. And the craziest part, when Peppa and her family visited the moon, they were shocked to see that Miss Rabbit had a shop there too. Third, when her niece Rebecca Rabbit just started kindergarten, Miss Rabbit looked like this. But by the time she attended Rebecca's elementary school graduation, she hadn't changed a bit. Who else could stay exactly the same except a vampire? Fourth, despite all these strange things, nobody seems to suspect a thing. There's only one possible reason. Miss Rabbit must be using magic to make everyone forget her true nature. Have you noticed other weird things in Peppa Pig? Drop your thoughts in the comments. A lot of viewers think I'm overanalyzing Peppa Pig, but what you're about to hear will completely change your mind. The story begins when Madame Gazelle pulls out an ordinary basket and announces a charity fundraiser. On the surface, it looks full of kindness, pure goodwill, but in reality, this was a trap carefully designed by Madame Gazelle. She first says the basket will be filled with tropical fruit. Then she takes out a stack of raffle tickets and explains, parents can pay to buy raffle tickets, write their names on them, and whoever has ticket gets drawn wins the fruit minus filled basket. At that moment, Susie suddenly asks,
"Where do we get all this fruit?"
Madame Gazelle immediately replies,
Good question, Susie. Please, can you all bring lots of fruit from home?
Judging by the happy look on Susie's face, I suspect chef's working with Madame Gazelle to make sure the plan goes smoothly. When parents come to pick up their kids after school, Madame Gazelle pretends to remind the children,
Don't forget to bring lots of tropical fruits, children.
but that reminder clearly wasn't meant for the kids. It was meant for the parents, because she knows one simple truth. Parents will never allow their child to fall behind in a group activity. And just as Madame Gazelle expected, when Peppa gets home, Daddy Pig immediately buys a raffle ticket, and even takes out a can of pineapple, and saving and refusing to eat. Mommy Pig goes even further. Not only does she donate a coconut, she also buys every single raffle ticket Peppa is holding. The next day, the children bring in piles of tropical fruit. All the parents show up too, hoping they'll be the lucky winner. But what happens next makes them furious. Madame Gazelle places the raffle ticket, with her own name on it, right in the most visible spot. Daddy Pig immediately questions it.
Shouldn't the bucket get mixed again?
Madame Gazelle ignores him. She quickly draws a ticket. Her own. She wins all the fruit, and every bit of money raised for charity goes straight into her pocket. The children cheer. They clap. They celebrate Madame Gazelle. But the adults, they know exactly what just happened. Yet because of Madame Gazelle's status, every single one of them chooses to stay silent. So let me ask you, if you were Mommy Pig, after spending that much money, only to be treated so unfairly, what would you do?